Sure, let's talk about Kody and his totally patriarchal ways. Except when he's completely ignoring every single moment he's acted like a dictator. I mean, just look at his face when he's spitting out words at the camera. It's only a matter of time before he snaps and goes postal. Honestly, though, I'm starting to think Kody doesn't even understand what that word means, or really most words for that matter. But hey, I'm super impressed with his ability to conveniently forget every single time he's been all about the patriarchy. Like, let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? The pig fiasco in Hawaii, that boat race debacle moving to Vegas, then to Arizona, and let's not forget marrying wife number 4. Guess who was in charge of all those decisions? Yep, he was. Well, at least he appeared to be the one calling the shots, though I'm pretty sure Robyn was pulling some strings behind the scenes. Kody wasn't always Mr. Patriarchy. Oh no! In the beginning, he was just a ping-pong ball bouncing around between families with all the wives propping him up and making him believe he was this amazing guy. Enter Robyn, and things suddenly shifted. Gradually, her influence over him became a lot more obvious. According to Janelle, Kody never used to throw around words like respect and loyalty the way he does now. Those came from Robyn. She worshipped him so much that it actually made him resent his other wives and kids, who didn't treat him like some sort of untouchable king. We've got so much to dive into today. So let's not waste any time, let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel. Christine's Arrested Development is something else. I like her, but some of her comments about not listening to her kids if they don't like David. Seriously, let's break this down. First off, she has a minor child. You can't just throw a random stranger into the mix and expect that the kids' feelings won't be important. They shouldn't have to be around someone who could make them feel uncomfortable, especially when it's someone they don't know. And let's not forget about her adult children. They might have valid concerns, and she should at least give them the decency of a conversation. When I started dating after being in a long, unhealthy relationship, I wanted my family to weigh in. I needed their input, just in case I missed something that seemed off. Now, I'm in a loving relationship, but it's based on healthy boundaries, trust and mutual respect, not on blind infatuation. David seems like a sweet guy, and sure, Christine is lucky to have found someone like him, but her perspective on all of this a little twisted. I'm not bashing either of them, but as a mother, you don't just move some guy, no matter how charming, into your house with your teenage daughter. It's not just about Christine here. It's about the safety and emotional well-being of her kid. And yes, I get it. David may have been cute, well-spoken, mature, had a good job, and ticked all the boxes. But how many times do we hear about situations where everything seemed perfect, only for it to turn tragic? It's irresponsible and reckless to act like this. If it's just you, sure, take the risk. But when it involves your kids, that's a whole different story. She seems emotionally stunted, if I'm being honest. She's clearly in love, and I don't doubt her feelings, but the way she's trying to prove it to the cameras comes off as forced and cringy, the lip biting and trying to act all sexy. It just gives off major awkward vibes. I'm sure it's a result of years of neglect emotionally and physically. But honestly, it's a bit of a turnoff. It's like watching an infatuated teenager trying too hard. And let's be real, infatuation is not love. I really hope it works out for them, especially now that they're married. But this relationship still feels like it's built on luck rather than anything healthy or solid. Good luck to her, truly. But let's be real. Marrying your first boyfriend after escaping a bizarre abusive relationship, that's not healthy. And by the way, Christine's comment, what do you guys think of David? Not that it matters to me even one little bit. Classic. Just classic. Let's be real. How long do you think Taeda Farms is going to last after all these years of watching Sister Wives? I can't recall a single time when Janelle followed through on anything. And Maddie's track record isn't exactly impressive either. So, really, what kind of longevity can we expect from a business spearheaded by the two of them has? Janelle ever completed a project in her life. She moves from house to house, never unpacks her boxes, and it's like she can't finish anything she starts. And I'm not sure I've ever seen her with a fresh flower. Seriously. Then there's Maddie, who dropped out of college faster than you can say. Wedding bells to marry Caleb, completely tossing aside any career ambitions. And now, with 4 kids or however old Axel is, now underfoot, I'm not exactly holding my breath for her to make the flower farm her priority. As for Caleb's commitment to the whole thing, I'm not sure we've seen enough to be confident in his dedication to either the farm or a steady job. Now, if they've got a seasoned business professional advising or partnering with them, I might actually start to believe they can pull it off. Otherwise, I'm just waiting for the inevitable collapse of what could be the next. My sister wives' closet. Losing a child changes you, and I get that. When my oldest son passed away, I made some huge life changes, leaving a bad marriage, quitting smoking, and finally focusing on what really mattered. That kind of loss makes you reevaluate everything. Maybe Janelle's in a place now where she's ready to follow through on this farm dream or whatever new dream she's got. Honestly, I'm just glad she's away from Kody. But let's talk about the logistics. The land needs clearing before they can even think about starting this farm. So who knows? Based on their history, it seems doubtful. But hey, without Kody dragging her down, maybe she's finally found the clarity and motivation she needs. If she's having fun with it, then more power to her. But let's be honest, this is going to take a lot of help. They'll need a full crew to handle the physical labor, not to mention dealing with the issues like droughts and floods. Janelle may like to pretend she's the financial guru, but let's be real. When has she ever proven that on the show? Maybe all those questionable decisions over the years were because she was trying to please Kody without that weight around her neck. Maybe she can finally make some solid choices. I'm rooting for her, though. Farming isn't just about playing around with flowers. It takes knowledge, skill, serious equipment, irrigation, hard labor, and yes, business smarts. It's not all pretty flowers and Instagram posts. And don't forget, flowers are perishable. They'll need to hustle to market them while they're still fresh. So good luck with that. If I hear Kody say loyalty one more time, I swear my head is going to explode. Seriously, loyalty. The guy has absolutely no idea what it actually means. To him, it's just a fancy term for blind obedience. He thinks he doesn't have to lift a finger to earn anyone's loyalty. No. All he has to do is declare himself the patriarch, and voila, loyalty is supposed to come pouring in. And while we're at it, let's just list a few things I never ever want to hear on this show again. Catfish, that's not what I signed up for. COVID protocols, little sister Koyo pass, and don't even get me started. Respect. Honestly, every time Kody says loyalty, it feels like he's mispronouncing a much more accurate word, like obedient or subservient. I swear that's what he actually means. But obedient doesn't exactly sound as noble, does it either? He doesn't know the word he's really looking for, or he knows perfectly well that obedient is a whole lot less appealing to anyone with a spine. Robyn's miserable, and honestly, she might have gotten exactly what she secretly wanted, but it's clearly not working out for her. Every episode, she's crying and whining about the outcomes, like she's starring in her own personal drama. I'm starting to wonder if she's one of those people who just thrives on chaos and misery. Seriously. What's up with those clips of her daughters acting bratty with Kody? Like the ear-piercing incident, was that from the show? Or is she just channeling all her family drama into new lows? But let's be real. Of course she's miserable. She's the one who ended up stuck with Kody right when his popularity, and let's be honest, his bank account was taking a nosedive. She probably thought she was marrying into a cushy life, financially stable and with a secure future. And now it's just her and Kody, 24/7s. And if you ask me, that's a lot of Kody to deal with. I wouldn't last 5 minutes, let alone the rest of my life. But I do totally get why she's caught off guard and upset. The guy just ditched 16 members of his immediate family like they were yesterday's news, and he clearly couldn't care less. Even if Robyn's just thinking about herself, she's got to be wondering, what the hell did I get into? But hey, let's not forget, she's the one who made him fall in love with her in the first place. It's her irresistible, joyful spirit of that snag, the little leprechaun. Honestly, though, I think her misery runs a little deeper than that. She's not just unhappy because of Kody's shortcomings. She's miserable because, with all the other wives gone, there's no one left to compete with. The whole point of her identity was being the chosen one, the one who won Kody's affection. Now that she's the last one standing, there's no one left to beat. And that's what's really crushing her. It was never really about Kody at all. It was always about defeating Christine. And now, no competition, no glory. And that's what really gets under her skin. This season absolutely dreadful. It's just a jumbled mess of self-filmed, poorly put-together random clips that have somehow been slapped together and called reality television. And that's it. It's painfully boring, and I'm losing interest faster than I can blink. The constant flashbacks don't even get me started. More than half of each episode feels like it's recycled from earlier seasons. Honestly, there's no point in watching live anymore when I can just catch all the new clips on TikTok. And can we talk about the complete lack of anything fresh? It's just more flashbacks, and David and Christine exchanging their "we're totally into each other" looks. We already know how that ends. We don't need to see it every episode. It's honestly a slap in the face at this point. We've known for a while that the production isn't exactly award-winning, but last night's episode took it to a whole new level. It felt like I could see the production team in the editing room thinking, throw in some shots of Flagstaff Robyn, crying 18 coming up teasers, and a bunch of other random crap, whatever. These people will watch anything. Last night's episode was by far the most excruciating to watch, mostly because we already know how Christine and David's story unfolds, so it feels completely pointless. I did enjoy seeing some of the kids we haven't seen much of recently. More of that TLC, please, but seriously, if they don't pick up the pace soon, they're going to lose a huge chunk of their audience. I could have easily gone the rest of my life without hearing Kody say orgasm. But no, I keep repeating it and he just can't help but dig his own grave. Seriously, I'm hoping Amos at least gave Meri an O so she didn't waste her entire existence on him. Amos? Yeah, his wives went their whole lives without one. I love how he tried to act like the wives were somehow to blame for that. But we all know the truth. It's all about him. And let's not forget how he proudly declared F and F and F like, wow, such a genius. I'm just horrified imagining his kids watching that mess. Robyn's got some serious nerve, doesn't she? I honestly can't wrap my head around how she had the audacity to tell Christine that Kody and Christine weren't having issues in Las Vegas. Like, really, Christine said. There were multiple conversations over the past year, but Robyn's response basically calling her a liar, saying, well, you guys don't talk, so how could anything have happened? Yeah, because Robyn is the expert on every relationship, even ones she wasn't part of. This only proves that Kody must run his mouth about every single detail to Robyn. And now she thinks she's some kind of royalty. I mean, it's season 17, episode 9. Has she forgotten the very conversation where she pointed out all the issues between Kody and Christine before that? So she knew, and still turned around and called Christine a liar. And let's not forget she called herself one in a previous episode too. Classic Robyn. But let's get real, because Robyn is now Kody's last wife, standing. She's walking around like she's the queen of the world. It's like she thinks she won a prize, complete with smug smirks and passive-aggressive comments. Meanwhile, the other wives are actually winning here. They can go out and find someone who actually values them. It's honestly kind of laughable. Now, if I were in Christine's shoes dealing with a nightmare relationship, and then being called a liar about my personal experience, I would have lost it. Robyn, who, mind you, hasn't lived Christine's reality for even a second, has the nerve to say, oh, Kody spends more time at my place in Vegas because I give him an office in garage space. Like, does she really think she knows what Christine was going through? It's maddening. Then she says, "But you don't communicate yet." Kody is apparently so tight-lipped with Robyn about everything else. Ah, the good old postpartum depression saga. Remember when Christine was struggling with a serious case of PPD? And do you also remember Kody and Robyn's complete lack of concern, casually leaving Christine alone with a newborn and 5 other kids, while they went off on Robyn's 11-day honeymoon? Yeah, that was delightful, honestly. It's always been infuriating that Robyn couldn't put aside her need for one-on-one time with Kody long enough to help out her sister wife, especially after she had just given birth. I mean, how dare she? But the cherry on top of this garbage sundae is what happened in the latest episode, when Robyn went on and on about how difficult PPD can be because she's experienced it too. Oh, well, isn't that convenient? Suddenly her 11-day fun fest becomes even more heartless and downright diabolical. If Robyn had no idea what PPD was, sure, maybe we could cut her some slack for being selfish and utterly uninterested in Christine's well-being. But now that she's fully aware of how damaging PPD can be, that makes her behavior even worse. Way to go, Robyn. Just perfect. And don't even get me started on Kody with his constant, "I want to have strong relationships with all my wives" speech. Please, if there was ever a moment that showed Robyn's total lack of empathy, it was her 11-day getaway. It was so selfish. And the fact that she didn't even consider the emotional toll it would take on Christine proves she's completely missing that empathy chip. She should have absolutely insisted that they wait until Truly was a little older before dragging Kody away. But hey, who doesn't love catching Robyn in a good old lie or double standard rules for her, but not for the rest of the world? I mean, there was even a woman from their hometown note to self 444 who said, "It's considered highly disrespectful in their religion." A woman with 3 other wives and 17 kids. Yeah, she would never ever pull her husband away from his massive family for 11 whole days, but clearly, Robyn's version of polygamy has its own set of rules. Meri being disloyal? Seriously, Meri is probably the most loyal wife in the entire situation. She spent over a decade in a loveless marriage and never left. Honestly, she's probably more loyal than Robyn at this point. And then Kody goes and says the reason it took him so long to tell Meri he didn't love her was because of Robyn. Come on, man. How about you take some responsibility for your own actions? Not that I'm a fan of Robyn, but let's be real. This whole mess falls squarely on Kody. It's like Kody thinks loyalty is just about going along with whatever he wants, like being submissive or obedient. I honestly don't think Kody even knows what loyalty means. If he did, he'd realize that the original 3 wives plus the original 13 are far more loyal than Princess Pout and her little entourage. It's easy to talk about loyalty when you and your kids are the favorites and never had to deal with being neglected, abandoned, or getting the short end of the stick. That is what true loyalty is. Sticking by someone through the ups and downs. The OG3 and OG13 have shown that time and time again, but Princess Pout and her crew, not so much. Savannah's request for her brothers to walk her down the aisle hit me like a ton of bricks this week. Knowing Garrison will never have that chance is heartbreaking. It's hard not to feel a deep anger for these kids who deserve so much more than a dad, who's nothing more than a deadbeat. My heart just aches for Savannah, especially since her brothers have always been like father figures to her, and now one of them is gone. I get the sadness, but there's also a small spark of hope when I think about her brothers. At least they love her, they look out for her, and they'll be there when it counts. That's something, right? Then I saw the video of Maddie tearfully praising Logan during a couch confessional in front of Michelle, and I couldn't help but feel for her. There's a subtle jab at Kody in there, too. What's the deal with Kody and Logan? Did he treat him badly when Janelle mentioned that Savannah's learned to meet her dad? Where he is? It just broke my heart. Sure, it might spare her some heartache later on, but honestly, she's way too young to have to learn that kind of lesson, especially when it comes to her own father. It's just so incredibly sad for her. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and much love to you all.